Are you also one of us who is seeing ourselves among those who like to travel along the winding roads that are passing through countless mystical valleys and towering peaks? A path that is revealing new landscapes and stories at every turn and corner? If yes, then good morning, and welcome to today's journey from here in Pirao, and onwards to the town of A-Roàng, which is situated in the aLuoi district of the THÜA THIêN province. A ride which is a passage into the frontier lands where history whispers through countless ancient trails, and where the rhythm of the road itself becomes a melody of discovery. An adventure that is so much more than just a ride. It is an exhilarating voyage that transforms the destination into something secondary, because it is overshadowed by the sheer excitement of the journey itself. And if that is not enough, be then prepared to heed the call of wild horizons and let us venture into extremely remote villages. Communities that are nestled in landscapes so untouched that they feel like a dream that is awakening something deep within us. This is not just an ordinary travel adventure. It is an odyssey where exhilaration turns the path into the destination, an aspiration we already long held and which is finally unfolding into the reality that we have been craving for.
Oh, that's kind of rich. I should be coming over the bridge, but I think a bit roundabout. Look at that view. Isn't it amazing? And the river on the right hand side. I'm not sure if we have to cross that hill. Let's see and find out.
I guess that by now you already know that this part of the Ho Chi Minh Road is one of my favorite travel adventure destination, an area that is stretching across untamed landscapes that is offering one of the most breathtaking scenery of lush mountains and fields that is located along the Laos border. It is not only providing a rugged adventure, but it is also the perfect place to explore one of Vietnam's most remote regions, where every twist in the road unveils towering limestone karsts, misty mountain passes that are dotted with pristine waterfalls cascading into one of the countless lush valleys, but also with a scenery that is truly evoking the grandeur of being right in a cinematic backdrop of the famous King Kong movie, named the Skull Islands. Moreover, the Duong Trong mountain range not only stands majestically with its rugged beauty, historical trails, but also with the warm embrace of the local communities and the distant call of elusive wildlife, while remnants of history are still echoing through the dense forested canopy. And whether we are meeting some of the best local people or taking in panoramic views, this iconic route delivers an unparalleled blend of nature's grandeur, a splendor that comes with the spirit of adventure and a touch of human kindness, and therefore making it a soul-stirring escape for those like me, that are drawn to its utterly wild beauty. So if you also like the thrill of navigating rugged and isolated roads, where each turn is unveiling a new and breathtaking vista of untamed wilderness that is just waiting for us to be explored, then the Duong Ho Chi Minh is the perfect road for you too, as it is embracing the solitude of this very remote and grandeur landscapes. It is a journey along a less traveled path that is embracing the freedom of the open road as it winds through lush, towering cliffs on one side and plunges into mystical valleys on the other. With each bend, the landscape unfolds a new range of discoveries, revealing awe-inspiring scenes that captivate the soul and awaken the spirit of this amazing adventure. It is an indescribable feeling of being alive as we chase the far horizons that are stretching into infinity, where the land and the sky is blurring into a magnificent display. A set-out that is far from the beaten path and still untouched by the time and the mass tourism that is haunting the more famous places that are located along the coastal lines. And as we are still riding through the Taijiang district, let's talk about the uniqueness of this area, which is described as an untamed gem, a jewel that is still untouched by the rush of mainstream tourism and cradled within the western edge here in the Truong Son range of the Quang Nam province. The province is bordering on its western side with the Sekong province in Laos, where on its northern boundary it is flanked with the THUA Tien Hue province here in Vietnam, and its highland sanctuary rises up to 1,300 meters above the sea level. It is an oasis that is endowed with an astonishing beautiful landscape of green terraced fields that are cascading like emerald steps beneath a veil of rolling fog on misty days. It was once a forgotten corner of hardship, but these desperate time of the Taijiang district has now transformed, and the district is proudly showing off its clean and sturdy homes that are now standing as a testament to its resilience. Yes, and despite its fast growth, the Taijiang district, fortunately, refuses to surrender to the over-commercialization, and every visitor is reminded to respect the purity of its landscapes and the way of life that has endured here for so many generations. It is truly a district that values authenticity over profit and standing firm in shielding its ethnic minority residents from intrusive changes. Here in this area, adventure means preserving the land's spirit rather than progress, and so it is offering an undisturbed connection for explorers. And so the Taichung district is a tourist destination that supports a healthy balance between the contemporary developments and its traditional preservation.
Driving in the jungle. Unbelievable.
Yes, kind of.
And the deeper I venture into the empty terrain of the mighty Duongtrong mountain, I can only hear the nature, myself and the rumble of my engine beneath me that feels like a heartbeat, which is syncing with the pulse of the land as I am continuing higher up on the QL14, and carving a path through the untamed beauty of this mountain range. I am also feeling that the air is again getting crisper and it is laced with a scent of multiple different earthly aromas due to the lush jungle canopy that is covering the entire area here. It is unnecessary to mention that every twist of the road feels like stepping into an unwritten chapter of a new adventure, as the distinguished Duong Ho Chi Minh concrete road snakes ahead, and circumcising hugging towering cliffs that rise like sentinels on one side, while sheer valleys plunge into the green deep void on the other, which makes this journey an oh so much more exciting one. With every bend, the landscape really transforms from one dense forest into another and whispering me their stories of time that passed here in this area. In the distance, I can see tall peaks that are infrequently wrapped in mist and guarding their secrets while I pass through small settlements where friendly smiles and curious glances meet me, and giving me a quiet acknowledgement of me passing by at their timeless community and chasing the next upcoming horizons. My throttle is more or less steady as I navigate the hairpin turns with sometimes slippery road surface and unpredictable descents, a situation that makes me feel the thrill of the ride and the challenges this road is presenting. It is a truly wild road that is demanding not only my skills and patience but also my utmost respect while traversing this rugged territory, but it is needless to say that the reward is beyond anything that I can possibly measure. And as I take a moment and reflecting my thoughts, it becomes very clear to me that this journey isn't just a simple ride. It's a passage through history, solitude, and extremely raw beauty, a stunning one that lingers long after the last kilometers fades behind me. As we ride through the rugged highlands, here are the remnants of the Don Bien Phuong Hong Nguyen border post that still whisper a tale of resilience and survival. I learned that it was in the unforgiving winter of 2010, when relentless rainstorms battered the land and carving deep wounds into the mountainsides. The earth trembled, and with a deafening roar, the hillside collapsed, and a surge of rock and soil swallowed the soldiers' stilt house, sweeping it mercilessly into the raging stream below. Locals also told me that 5 times, they fled their crumbling quarters. 3 times, they rebuilt, only to watch nature reclaim their efforts. The mountain, an untamed force, dictated the fate of the post, forcing its final retreat. Today, the border station stands anew, perched atop a saddle, which is uphill and 8 kilometers away, wrapped in the protective embrace of the Hong Nguyen commune's dense forest. Here, amidst towering trees and mist-laden peaks, the soldiers hold their ground and watching, waiting and remembering as the echoes of that fateful storm still lingers in their memories, carried by the wind that whispers through the valleys.
Slippery road, so you have to be extra careful here on this road. It's so easy for the bike to slip out.
just insane how beautiful it is.
And here on my right hand side, we can see the Khu Bao Tun Loi Sin Kan Sa La Thua THIêN HUA nature preserves, a protected area which is an important conservation zone here in the central part of Vietnam. The main goal of the reserve is to protect the natural forests, especially the upstream areas of the Hung and Bo rivers. And in addition, the reserve also protects, develops and manages the forest resources, as well as restoring the ecosystems and its rare species, mainly the saola, which is also called the spindle horn, or the Asian unicorn, and is a forest-dwelling bovid which is native to the Duong Trong Mountains, here in the Vietnam and Laos border frontier area.
There are some albino cows. It's amazing. I never saw albino cows. Look at this. Oh, buffaloes. I'm not really 2,000 buffaloes, so I don't know. I think these are buffaloes. Brr. This road is just along the mountain edge. That's the other side I came from. We're driving along the deep ravines.
And here we are arriving at the A-Roàng Road Tunnel, where we take a ride deep into the A-Roàng Road Tunnel system, a gateway which is much more than a passage, it's a journey through time, a corridor carved through the rugged heart of the Duong Ho Chi Minh Road QL14. The tunnels were built between 2001 and 2003 as a twin tunnel project, and known as the A-Roàng 1 and the A-Roàng 2 tunnel. spaced 7 kilometers apart and connecting the A-Lưới district in the THÜA Tien Hu province to the Tay Giang district in the Quang Nam province, and so bridging the landscape steeped in history and mystery. Before these tunnels stood, the old QL-14, first traced by the French, wound precariously through the Ba Loc Pass, labeled as the Road 14CU, which is now a passage lost in time and little more than a crumbling relic that is sadly fading into the dense highland mist. However, even now, echoes of its existence remain, hidden in the decaying fragments near the Vietnam-Laos border post, Bien Gioi Viet Lao Cot, at Muk 666, where the past lingers like an unseen specter. And so, once upon a time, the road veered into Lao territory for 15 kilometers. A forgotten stretch linking the Ba Loc Pass to the A Yen Pass and then threading past the Dia Dao Xu historical monument, which is a silent witness to history's trials. But in 1995, the Vietnamese government reclaimed the path, redirecting it solely onto the Vietnamese soil and so ensuring that the Duong Ho Chi Minh Road project would safeguard its legacy and preserving its role as the artery of adventure, resilience and untamed beauty. And as we are now in the district of aLuoi, a place which is nestled here in the central region of Vietnam and at an average altitude of 600 to 800 meters above the sea level, let's talk a bit about this interesting mountainous district that is located here in the THÜA THIêN province, and very well known for its stunning natural landscapes and rich cultural heritage. The district is bordered by Laos to the west and the Duong Trong mountain range to the east, and is offering a unique blend of mountainous terrain, very lush and green forests, and hundreds of picturesque valleys. The district is also renowned for its ethnic diversity, with communities such as the Taoi, the Paco, and the K2 people that are contributing to the vibrant cultural tapestry of this region. The best is perhaps that we visitors have the unique opportunity to immerse ourselves into their traditional customs, music, and also their cuisine. For the outdoor nature enthusiasts, aLuoi is a haven for exploration like trekking, birdwatching, and ecotourism abounding. The vicinity is also home to the sprawling A Shau Valley, which served as a vital supply route during the Vietnam War. Fortunately, the war is parts of the past, and as of today it offers us visitors an eye-opening glimpse into the area's storied past. And so, with its captivating scenery, cultural diversity, and rich history, aLuoi beckons today's travelers that are seeking an authentic Vietnamese experience off the beaten track. In terms of history, the district is deeply intertwined with the broader historical narrative of Vietnam, particularly during the tumultuous early 20th century. It was a time when aLuoi and its surrounding regions were part of French Indochina during the French colonial period. And as this whole area was characterized by its rugged terrain and dense forests, it made it a very challenging environment for the French colonialists to control. Then in the mid-20th century, aLuoi gained significant prominence during the resistance against the American forces that were stationed here in Vietnam. And since the entire district is situated near the border with Laos, the whole area became a strategically important location as a key transit route for the North Vietnamese Army, as they used this area for their movement of troops and supplies along the infamous Ho Chi Minh Trail. The A Shau Valley was a particularly crucial area during the conflict, as it served as a major infiltration route for communist forces, who used its network of trails and dense vegetation to evade detection by American forces. The valley also saw intense fighting, including the Battle of A Shau in 1966, during which North Vietnamese troops clashed with American forces that supported the South Vietnamese Army in a bid to control the entire area. Today, the district of aLuoi stands as a testament to Vietnam's resilience and the enduring spirit of its people. And with this rich history, from its indigenous roots to its pivotal role in modern conflicts, aLuoi continues to shape its identity and attract visitors eager to explore its cultural heritage and natural beauty. And this is of course also one of my reasons to make a stop here.
Hello. now. Hello. Hello.
Head south. Continue for 1 kilometer.
And if you are still here, thanks a lot for watching this episode, and I am happily looking forward to see you back in my next part, when I will explore the Aka village here in A-Roàng, which is nestled deep within the untamed beauty of the Trường Sơn mountain range. It is the very location where this secluded hamlet serves as the heart of the THÜA ethnic community, where tradition thrives in harmony with the nature. A place where towering hills cradle the village, and with their mist-laden silhouettes casting an air of mystery over the sacred land, while the lush forests ripple in endless waves, sheltering hidden waterfalls and ancient trails trodden by generations before. Here, time slows, and the rhythm of life is dictated by the whispers of the wind weaving through the trees, the murmur of distant streams carving paths through the valley, and sheltering the people who have safeguarded their heritage for centuries. If this sounds interesting to you, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. With subscribing, you are not only helping my channel, but also yourself by not missing my next episode, where I will pierce further into the lesser-known parts of the Vietnam border areas, and discover the fascinating and sometimes dark and hidden side of Vietnam's last frontiers.
Okay, this one?